Alright guys, part 7 on Das Focus. I got my paint today, so that took a week because it's a special paint for this thing, which, whatever, just means it's expensive, right? And it was almost $200 for 2 quarts of paint. But I painted the rad support and I painted the side skirts, and I'm just going to show you guys that, and then we'll get busy later this afternoon, and I'll keep recording little bits here and there. But here is our rad support. It's painted just like Ford did it. They put a fairly nice coat of paint on the top of it, but hardly any down here. If anything, I put more than Ford does. Here, I'll show you. So that's the factory one. And if you look at this, they put barely any paint on it. You know? So I probably painted it a little too nice. Maybe not. It might look pretty close. But yeah, I just made sure I got the top of it done. So once this is all dried up and touch dry or whatever, I can start building this and get it on, and then it'll really start to look like a car then. The side skirts are in here. I'll show you guys. Look at all the freaking cars. I have to move all the cars. So these just have paint on them, no clear or anything yet. I am going to clear them though, but they are, quite nice compared to what they were. I mean, these things were a freaking mess. The one was damaged, and then the other undamaged one had all this crap on it. So yeah, I just cleaned them all up, filled all of those scratches, pinholes, all that stuff, made them look good. I'll clear them here in about 20 minutes or so. But yeah, they turned out nice. And then we'll get this installed. And then while I was kind of waiting for paint last week, I did start prepping stuff, right? There was a little damage here, fixed that. A little damage here. Here, just like paint chips is all. And then I prepped this whole fender ready for clear. Well, it'll get painted to about here, and then the whole thing will get clear. And then the other fender is also semi-prepped. I need to take it off, do all the edge work, do the jams, the jams, right? The edges of the fender, right? And then prep this door for blending, and then prep that A-pillar for blending as well. And then it's paint the bumper, paint the freaking bonnet, and slap it all together. That's pretty much going to be it. What else? I think that's it for now. I'll record some more later, like later this afternoon. I got a meeting here pretty soon. Or I guess a busy afternoon, I should say. But yeah, I'm going to clear these, clean out the guns and stuff, and then get back to work. And then we'll pick it up later today. Alright guys, it's been a couple hours of work since lunchtime? I think I left this last. Before I went back inside after lunch, I did spray 2 coats of clear coat on the fenders because I wanted those to start drying while I was in working. So did that, cleaned the gun out, just got back in time for a meeting. I was like seconds away, and then I came back out here about 3:30. I just got busy, chucked the rad support in, got inspired, threw the headlights in it, right? So it's really starting to look like a car. So I also did do the jams on the fender, so I'll show you guys that. That's pretty much it. I mean, we're really not that far away at this point from this car being done. So this is our $10 fender. So I just painted the jams on it, up in here. Obviously the fender itself's not painted, right? These are used bolts from the junkyard, these black ones. So I just grabbed them when I was grabbing the fender. They will get painted white, don't worry. I will not be leaving that like that. Even the original bolts from the car, they'll also get painted white. So it's just a nice little touch you always want to do. The rad support is installed finally for the final freaking time. I was getting sick of putting this thing in and out of this car, I'll be honest with you. But all the bits are on it. The crash sensors are in. The bonnet stoppers or hood bumpers, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much to that. There's another, I got to paint that bolt too, right there, because the one in this car was bent. This thing was hit pretty hard. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. You can barely tell, if you can even tell, where I've welded all of this shit back together. And there's also plastics that go in here that will cover all of this anyway. But even without them, you can't even tell I was there. So we did a pretty good job. Yeah, that's pretty much, oh, I did clear the fenders. I think I just said that. So here's the clear on them. They're covered in pollen because they've been sitting out here for like 5 seconds. So it's just insane. I did prep this fender for my blends, and then this is also, I started working on this, but I intentionally have not prepped this for blends because I'm going to use the color match on the fenders, right? We're going to take a look, we're going to put those on tomorrow, and we're going to see, is it close? Like, how far away is it? And can I get away without blending that far door? And if I can't, we'll take the door apart. And if I can, I'm not going to blend it. We're going to do edge to edge. This one I will obviously have to blend because I've got to paint it anyway. But when I'm painting this thing, I'll come in here and I'll start painting, and I'll paint this way. So any overspray goes that way, and nothing actually comes to the edge, right? So no paint should ever get near the edge of this thing. So that'll look really good. And then obviously we have to clear the whole thing, right? No big deal there. And then paint the freaking bonnet and yeah, the bumper, and that's pretty much it. This is not, I mean, there's not maybe one more video on this car, maybe. And then I have to decide whether I want to keep it or not. Probably not, because I'm really getting sick of having to move cars. Yeah, to get my truck out, I gotta move three cars. It's insane. So I think I'm probably gonna sell it. So yeah, I kind of want to keep it. I want to have some fun in it. I was talking to actually a buddy from Belfast last night, and he always wants to know what I'm working on and stuff, and he's like, just track it, just keep it as a track car. And I was like, oh, that's actually not a bad idea, you know. They're pretty moddable, so I think you can bump them up to 400, 500 horsepower. You know, not crazy money. So I don't know. I think I'd want 4-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive if I was doing that. I don't, you know, that much power in a front-wheel drive. I'm not sure that's such a good idea. But we'll see. It's an idea. I don't know. There's a track not too far from me, so. But it's an idea. Yeah, we'll keep it there. My wife might get pretty pissed if I start going racing, you know. So, yep, that's it, guys. Part 8 will be hopefully just kind of putting this thing all back together, and that should be it, really. All right, thanks for watching.